special one-shot issue of Quarter Cowls. Tonight's issue is all about Switch. As always, I am Chris, joined by
August,
Cody,
Christine,
Mike.
It is 11:44 Thursday night, and we just got done watching the Switch reveal. So this is going to be a shorter episode.
with news hitting us as we're going.
Literally
on.
as we're going, we're just getting nailed by stuff. It's going to be a shorter episode, mostly just our reaction to the Switch, what news has followed after the live presentation, what we like, what we didn't like, if Mike is going to survive his massive nerdgasm that he had. So first things first, court is in session.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing that all night, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be switching.
and switch to the next guy.
Switch to the next guy. I guess first thing, price point and release date. Comes out March 3rd. That is less than 2 months away.
Yeah. I was thinking like the end of March.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the rumors and everything like that were March 13th, 19th, 17th, the middle of March, end of March, but March 3rd just
That is ambitious.
brought a tear to my eye.
Now, was the 3rd a Friday?
It is a Friday, yeah.
So, Nintendo keeping up their tradition.
Friday love, which is, I mean, it's the smartest thing.
Mhm.
Kids get it on
It's-
Friday.
yeah.
They're off all weekend. Most people are off on the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Except for all of us that work retail, except for August.
I'm sick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sick.
You're going to die is what you're going to do.
Hey,
We'll get
remember,
better.
it's portable. You can take it into
That is
work.
true.
Just
Yeah.
ignore everybody else.
Very
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Can you check me out after I finish this match of Splatoon?
Yeah. Unless you want in.
Yeah,
Because they may
please.
have one. Yeah.
That's true. Other thing, price point $299, a little bit more than what the rumor had been of $249, but still, I think the right price point.
Yeah.
It's a good.
I think everyone knows by now that the rumor was that it was going to be a $249 price point,
Mhm.
and then there was going to be one bundled with Breath of the Wild that was $300. And as of now, we've only seen day one of the big Switch announcements. There's only the $300 one.
Yeah, two bundles of the 300. One with the standard gray Joy-Cons and one with the neon blue and red.
Mhm.
Which you can buy them separately for $79.99. So I assume that you just choose the one you want, and then you just buy the other set as your second
Yeah.
pair, or
And-
buy two systems.
And I'm sure we'll have a little more information, especially where you guys work, without naming where it is.
yeah, it's
You'll
a
be
great
able
store
to-
that we work at.
You'll be able to see in the system what everything is. You know, keep in mind, we still don't know anything. We don't know the launch lineup. We don't know, if anything else is coming in with it.
We know we're getting
game-wise.
Zelda launch day. That's all that we need to
Oh,
know.
God,
that
is
is
really kinda
wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
We obviously this is just immediate reaction, and there's still, I mean, as we speak, news is just pouring in left and right, which it's going to do all weekend and probably all next week as well.
as we were getting it set up, like you were just like, oh, there's a
And
collector's
this,
edition of
and
Zelda,
this,
like
and
this,
this.
and
Yeah.
this, and
Yeah.
this, like.
Yeah, there's going to be a collector's edition of Zelda. They
the
didn't.
Master
The
Edition.
Master Edition.
Uh,
Oh my
Appropriate name.
gosh.
Has,
Yeah.
has Nintendo ever done in collectors?
Yeah, they did.
They did one for Hyrule Warriors where we were supposed to get a scarf, but they only did that for Nintendo New York.
eh,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My
no, they did. Well, they did.
And Majora's
Skyward
Mask.
Sword
Skyward
had
Sword.
came
The
with the
Wiimote.
gold Wii remote.
You know?
Oh, that's right.
Majora's Mask came with the Skull Kid.
Yep.
Which was impossible to get.
Yeah.
I have to.
I don't think they did anything with Twilight Princess, and they definitely didn't do anything with any of the 64 ones. But yeah, this is the first big collector's edition they've ever done.
Well, if you want to get technical with the N64 ones, they did the gold. Before they just did the gold.
They had
cartridges.
Wave 1 with the gold cartridges, and then Wave 2
Yeah,
with
but
the
that's a
normal
Majora's
little
Mask with the
different.
3D.
That,
Yeah.
Yeah, with the 3D artwork.
But the Master Edition comes with a really
Statue,
crappy
collectible
computer that
coin,
died.
carrying case. It's all up here. now. We don't-
soundtrack
No.
looks like a map.
Yeah, the Master Edition was not talked about on this Switch announcement. This is something that we discovered just in setting up for you guys here in the Cave of Cowls.
Yeah. So by the
I
time you
was-
hear this, they'll probably be sold out worldwide. So
Right.
sorry you guys missed out on it. Should have been quicker on the draw.
Man, I feel so bad for Europe because
I was so ready to freak out whenever they were like, oh, Anoima, when is Zelda coming out? Oh, I can't say. We have to send it back to him. And he's like, I'll get back that question
They
in a
just
minute.
kept
And it was
teasing
like,
it.
Yeah.
it was like, okay, guys, yeah, let's head out of here. And then it was like, there we go. And
Here we got
Zelda
one
didn't
last
even look
thing.
like Zelda at the very beginning. It was like, is this
No.
something new?
That
what
like
is this cinematic?
ocean into like this cliffside
Yeah.
looked absolutely nothing like the art style we've seen from Zelda. Up until like what you get into the forest or the lava.
Yeah, it's probably, it
place,
says when it actually gets into the mainland of like the forest and stuff like that, and it pans out to the
that's
lava
when it
and
starts.
waterfall.
But that opening shot looked like it could have come out of a brand new Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
Right. But you just said it, August, just in this trailer that we just saw for the new Breath of the Wild, we are seeing things that we've never seen in a Zelda game. Like that scene that, don't know what's going on, but with a girl that looks a lot like Zelda. I just don't want to say it is, although I'm like 95% sure it
I'm
is.
sure it is.
Her saying that all her
Everything
all her
I've done has
trials
been
was
for
naught,
nothing. Yeah.
and running into Link's arms and crying, and then seeing like like there's gonna be strong emotion in this game,
And then at the end
and
of
like
the
very
trailer,
emotional things.
seeing him like beaten and not bloodied, but
Yeah.
very, very beat down.
Worse
like,
for
just
wear.
Him stand up.
Him stand up with a look on his face
Yeah.
of like this, I've got to win. Look on, oh man, it made me. It was everything I wanted to
Yeah.
see.
Which now I'm thinking, because we already knew voice acting was coming to it, right?
Yeah.
But from watching that trailer, it seems like it's going to be much bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be a random one or two segments. It's an actual dialogue that you're going to hear.
Right, and it also they talk about it if you go back and see the trailer, they kind of set the tone for it, and they kind of let you know, they hint at where the timeline is taking place. We were talking about this before we started recording, is something is said about this being 100 years after the Ganon calamity.
Yeah, you don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't seen the Breath of the Wild trailer, crawl out from under the rock that you currently reside under and watch it. We have watched it twice since we've started this podcast, and I don't think it's going to be.
You've
the
been
last
zoned
time.
out. It's been like 7 times.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Gosh, just the light coming down through the trees.
I'm thinking now
seeing the
it's after
sword.
Wind Waker. Look at the.
It has the Kokiri spirits, yeah.
So, I guess we'll have to play it and find out. So,
Yeah.
but let's,
talking about Ganon, that we could do a whole thing about Zelda.
oh yeah, and someday we probably will. So,
Yeah.
That's all you need.
but let's talk about some other games that came out.
Breath of the Wild.
Are there any other games?
Mario Odyssey looks
Good Lord.
out of nowhere.
amazing.
They showed in the original Switch video that everyone saw, it just showed this one little tidbit of Mario just hip and hopping around.
Yeah.
Running through like a desert level thing.
Yeah,
Some
like
bullet
It,
bills and
it,
stuff
it
like
kind
that.
of gave
It
me
was-
the same feeling that that original one gave me a Super Mario World 3D. Just very linear. This one looks open, much like 64 did.
Yeah, I've not been this excited about a Mario game since Mario 64.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's what it reminded me of, and that's why I
Yeah.
was getting so excited about it.
yeah, and your hat is apparently alive and is an asset now, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool looking. You're actually
It's
in
an
New
asset?
York. It is an asset.
Those eyes did look like butt cheeks.
They did.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts out, you're just on a street in New York. There's cabs going and
Yeah.
like full-size human beings like doing jump roping
Yeah.
and stuff. Like, oh my god!
I thought we
And
were
you
going to
don't-
get the Mario RPG hybrid with the rabbids and
Yeah.
stuff like that, since it was a New York setting
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, and the sewer was like starting to rumble up, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh, the
It's gonna be the
rabbids, they're
Rabbids,
going to be
yeah.
like zany and ha ha ha,
Well,
and then it was just like, nope, just Mario, and I was like,
And see, I thought I honestly, like, that played right after the Splatoon's trailer,
Mhm.
and then it goes down to the sewer and shows that, so the 90s kid in me was kind of erupting.
Ninja Turtles.
And, I was like, okay, so Ninja Turtles are going to be in Splatoon.
Oh my gosh!
You know,
that'd be
and
awesome.
but yeah, when I saw that in the initial commercial for Switch and just see Mario jumping around, I just figured that that's just a staple. Like, I mean, obviously there has to be a Mario game, otherwise
Yeah.
it's not a Nintendo product. But I mean, when he comes jumping out of the sewer and it shows him like cruising around the city, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but for a long time, everyone started questioning where Mario was going to have to go to like stay current with the times, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, what is he going to be?" Like it was a joke that he was going to be in like a Grand Theft Auto type setting, you know. And then everyone started thinking like, "What is he going to have a gun?" And that's what everyone was scared about. And here he is, like walking around a city, and he doesn't need a gun.
He's just
It's
jumping
Mario.
rope.
Yeah, and it looks incredible. And then of course, Bowser.
Yep, Pimp Daddy Bowser.
Daddy Bowser.
Looks like the looks like the thing of this is that he's stolen her and he's actually gonna marry her now and everything.
Yeah.
So you gotta stop the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then speaking of Splatoon, the rumor was that a lot of Wii U games like Splatoon, Mario Kart, Smash were just getting like HD ports with maybe some extra content and stuff like that. But this is a full blown sequel. This is Splatoon 2, not Splatoon like HD or like revised or anything like that. It's Splatoon 2, which was a bit of a shock to me.
Well, and let's all be honest here. Whether you like the Wii U or not, it was a failure commercially.
Okay, and let's talk.
It had a few great points. Splatoon being one of them, since it's continuing series.
Didn't play Splatoon. Like Splatoon was top 5 best games on the Wii U, hands down.
Well, they only had 10 games.
Yeah. So like, I think that Splatoon 2 is what's going to launch the series and like make it a Nintendo staple.
Yeah.
Where Splatoon 1 is going to be the one that like, it's like the original Super Mario Brothers. Like, remember when they used to just run back and forth and in the sewer? They're gonna be like, remember Splatoon was on the Wii U? Yeah. What's a Wii U? It's that thing collecting dust by the Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Like, I think
no one
Splatoon
discovered
2.
Mega Man. Everyone discovered the first Mega Man game because of Mega Man 2. So.
Well, you know, here's the problem with the Wii U. It was a horrible like launch. The first time we saw the Wii U, was it Reggie who just pulls it out of his jacket or somebody else? I can't remember. He just pulls the gamepad out, and it just looked like a Wii accessory.
Yeah.
And the next time
that's what everyone was talking about. Was like, oh, do you have that new Wii accessory thing? And it's like, no, it's a whole new console. Like this is
still within the last month. I have had people, or last couple months, So is that just an add-on to the Wii? No, it's a whole new system.
Well, even the console itself looks just kind of like a slightly modified Wii, right?
Yeah.
You know, and Wii U doesn't give it like a proper sequel to the Wii. You know, if they would have called it Wii 2, I think it would have sold better.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the problem. Everybody thought, oh, this was, even when I saw it at E3 for the first time, I thought, okay, this is just an add-on to the Wii U, much like the Wii Fit board and blah, blah, blah.
Even getting to talk to some of the Nintendo reps and stuff like that, they were like, no, yeah, we screwed up with this. Like, I don't know what they were doing up there, but, like, every time they go to an event to, like, show it off, it's like, no, guys, this is a new system, not an accessory. Like, let's, come on, like.
Yeah, like, it was horrible marketing. They all know it. The Wii U, for better or worse, it's dead. But they are wanting to make sure we know that the Switch is new.
You know, it's a great name that satisfying Switch now sound. It's just so good. Plus, you know, it seems like it probably won't be as powerful as, let's say, the PlayStation 4. It'll be close. But, you know, the fact that this thing is a fully portable console that you can take on the road with you, you know. I think that's going to at least separate it where, you know, if it's not quite as powerful as the base PlayStation 4, that's fine. Yeah. Because, you know, if it's a little off, that's cool, but I can take this anywhere. I cannot easily take my Xbox One or PlayStation 4 anywhere.
Yeah. I can play Breath of the Wild on my lunch on a handheld. And let's,
2.5 to 6 hours of game life. So
but
so let's be honest. 2 on Switch is going to give you 6 hours. Breath of the Wild is going to give you 45 minutes.
Yeah.
2 hours.
But to be fair, you know, it's nice they added, you know, a USB, C, right?
Mm-hmm.
C with it.
C.
So you'll be able to plug it into your portable power bank with you, like you take your phone when we were playing Pokemon Go.
Like, I'm sure
that means a lot to me. Like, you always wonder what the... if you're a video game kid, you can just look at a box of AC cables and know exactly which one they go to.
Yeah.
You know, this is pretty, I'm just going to keep saying revolutionary because that's all the Switch is. Mm-hmm. I mean, for it to be like a Type C, like it doesn't have a big, bulky AC unit. It doesn't have like a a surge protector on it, like all the consoles did.
Well, think about like how many Wii U tablet chargers did you have? You had one, because it's what came with the system.
Yeah.
And it was proprietary, and it was stupid, and it was only that one. And it was a pain in the butt. This is just a USB cord.
Yeah.
Type
just
C.
normal Type C cable.
I bet I've got half dozen of them just laying around. And
which means no matter where you go, there's probably a Type C cable very, very close to you.
So I think that's great. The battery life, honestly, for me, it's not a deal breaker. It doesn't make or break. It is what it is. I doubt there are going to be many times when I'm 3 hours away from a power source.
Right.
Yeah.
That I'm just playing video games.
And it already looks like people are going to be selling, like, adapter for your car, or you'll just be able to plug it into your normal USB adapter for what you would plug your phone into. So,
but going back to speaking of power, the Shimigami game that they announced is running on Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, that was a cool.
This isn't a slouch. This is going to be able to run some pretty good stuff. And if Nintendo's good at one thing, it's getting the most out of their hardware.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back and look at Resident Evil 1 on the GameCube, Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. I mean, those games look better than games on systems that were more powerful than them.
Well,
you see an overlap in Nintendo's consoles with Nintendo going into Super Nintendo. They were still making games that were fairly good compared to Super Nintendo and everything like that. That like, oh, you have a Super Nintendo, but here's Super Mario Brothers 3, and it looks like just fantastic for compared to what like Mario 1 looked like and stuff. So it's.
And let's be honest, the graphics. There are gamers out there that only care how it looks. They can go back to playing Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. They don't matter. No offense if you're one of those gamers, but don't call yourself gamer. It's what the game is. I'd rather have a slightly less beautiful game that makes me feel emotions and that I can't put down than a game that looks like real life. Like I can get pretty anywhere. I want something that like engulfs me, and I want to go get that Master Sword out of Lost Woods. Like that's what I want. If it doesn't look quite as good as a PS4 Pro running on 4K, that's okay with me. It's gonna look darn good.
And from what which this is what worries me a little bit, we didn't get to see that, and I know people are it's gonna come out in the treehouse, but sometimes when bad news comes out, they just slip it on their rug underneath a bunch of other game announcements, which kind of worries me. But from what we've seen so far, it's looking pretty darn good. And rumors were there was no way it was running Unreal 4, but the fact that, we saw Unreal 4 pop up gives me a lot more hope for it. So we'll see probably in the next few days.
Yeah.
So it's not New York, it's New Donk.
New Donk.
Diddy Smart and Dixie Street. You see that?
Here's a question. Do you think one of the stars in it, you'll be on that building there, if you'll be knocking off Donkey Kong?
Oh, yeah.
King Kong style.
Yeah.
So we have the trailers playing in the background to refresh us, just so you know, members of the jury.
It's cool. The crosswalk lights are all question blocks.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So then let's go.
I love this Dixie Street thing. Like, that's adorable. So this is like Donkey Kong World.
Doesn't seem that way.
That's why Donkey Kong has a tie now. He's working the stock.
He's a businessman.
He's working the New Donk Banana Exchange.
Oh, this
Espresso
is
Street.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's so weird to see real people in this. Mario
it's
game.
very.
It's throwing you off.
Yeah.
I really want him to like go by the Abraham Lincoln Memorial and it look like Donkey Kong and him be like, "Oh no,
not Monkey President."
No. Anyway, sorry guys. We got a little.
His role.
His role is really cool.
That was something that.
This is back on Super Mario Odyssey.
This is the best looking like Mario's ever looked. I mean.
Yeah, even when he's underwater. He's holding his breath. His cheeks are blown out.
Yeah.
Which they're speaking of the devil.
He's taking a breath and.
Yeah.
Like his animations are so darn smooth. It looks.
And him holding a turnip above his head. I'm
The chef.
Throwing some frying pans instead of hammers.
Okay, now the Top Hat ship that he's traveling in. It reminds me of.
Oh, it is the Top Hat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of Galaxy, how he traveled in that.
And he's got that thing, so I feel like it'll have that very esque thing. And I'm sure that he stumbles across that Top Hat flying machine ship or whatever, and in there is something that's like, oh hey, I'm your console, let me travel with you, and like I can upload myself to your hat, and like it travels with him and is like gonna be your digital navigator in the world of like, hey, what do I need to go do now? And it's like, oh, go jump on Donkey Kong on the Empire State Building, like.
Or oh god, what's her name?
Look at the scales.
Rosaria.
Rosalita.
Yeah, she Rosalina. If maybe she's gave him a ship to go stop the wedding.
Like the detail on Bowser, pretty cool. Like seeing each individual scale on his skin and like his hands kind of rough and stuff, and Mario looks outstanding. What other games did they announce?
You're the one that you were kind of excited for that I lost my stuff for. Is
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem Warriors.
Warriors, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I can't.
Yes,
wait.
bring on the Warrior games, dude. Yes.
I love me some Fire Emblem, and the Warriors games are super fun.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a State Farm commercial on right now. Thank you,
I do hope that we get, since we've got Dragon Quest Warriors now, 1 and 2, we've got that. We've got Fire Emblem Warriors, that I hope that we get a definitive edition of like the first Hyrule Warriors, or if they're going to make a sequel, have it like the Dragon Quest announcement and be like, hey, here's Hyrule Warriors 1 and 2. Cause,
I'm sure we'll see a lot of the, at least first to, second party Wii U games in the last 2 years come out for the Switch. I almost called it the NX again.
That's all right. We know what you mean. Oh yeah, some other games. ARMS.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
I mean, just a fun little game. I can't imagine it being a $59.99 game. Like,
I bet it will. I bet it will have a story mode.
That may have. I know that 1-2 Switch won't be a $50 game.
No.
I felt like they were really going to announce a bundle with that too. Of like, hey, this is going to be the Wii Sports of this, this comes with your game. Like,
and I'm kind of surprised when they kind of like showed off what was coming in it. They didn't have anything that came with it, and obviously they could make that announcement.
Yeah, I would say
tomorrow.
they could be holding off on that. Like, oh hey, surprise guys! Like you have this game.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know if they will, judging by, maybe they saw how positive everybody was for the initial reveal.
Well, the big reason for Wii Sports and Nintendo Land coming with the respective systems, Wii Sports was to teach you how to use the motion control.
Yeah.
And Nintendo Land was to show you
how the tablet works and how your friends will play on the TV and you play on the tablet.
What is that called?
The gamepad.
The functionality?
No,
Well, there was the Mario Find Me or the hide and seek, and then there was
the
Luigi's Mansion.
One.
Yeah.
But there's a word for it.
I mean, it's just big tech demo, really.
Hide and seek.
The learning curve?
like when you 1 versus 4, like the different.
Oh, the asymmetrical gameplay.
Yes, thank you. God, that was gonna drive me crazy. Not even that important.
I was not even gonna get that.
We're just right there.
There's so many games that do that now, like Dead by Daylight, the Friday the 13th game that's supposed to be coming out. Evolved was like that. I know it was 4v4, but you start to see more games like Zombie Style that are also doing that, kind of like Left 4 Dead. Even though Left 4 Dead was like 4v4, we're seeing a lot more games geared more towards like, oh, you and your buddies will take this one person on, or that one person's going to be overpowered and try and take over all of you and stuff. So
Batman did it.
Yep. Yep, it was 3v3, v2.
That the servers were up.
Oh, God, such a beautiful... it sucks that game did not do so well for multiplayer, because we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about multiplayer, the 1-2 Switch?
2-1 Switch.
Yeah.
Or 1-2 Switch. Whatever.
Yeah, 1-2 Switch.
Yeah.
1-2 Switch.
1-2.
Yeah. Dude, that quick draw game,
cool,
I'm really stoked about that.
That's a good party game. Like, we're gonna...
Yeah.
When we're nagging it out, we're gonna be doing some...
Oh, yeah.
And it said up to 8 tablets.
Yeah.
So, and then if dongle 1 and dongle 2 are players, that's up to 16 then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's that gonna...
And I don't know what functionality it's supposed to be, but I mean, the fact that you can hold the controller up and hear, like, an ice cube going into the
I think it was supposed
glass.
to just show, like, the HD rumble.
Yeah.
The rumble, the speaker that it's got built into it has that quality that you can hear tink, 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 and know, like, oh, that's got one, and then it's going to have, like...
I think the Rumble's going to have a functionality where
it's going
to have individual points where you'll be able to feel it in different places in the actual Joy-Con
Well, if you
itself.
think about it, we've had Xbox One and maybe the PS4. Don't even care. Had a little bit more like levels of rumble, but for the most part, since the 64, it's just been rumble.
Yeah.
You shoot, it goes meh. You open a door, meh. Like
it's just supposed to do
It's
that.
just a rumble, and Nintendo. I'm gonna be honest. I'm very critical of Nintendo's reinventing the wheel. Looking at you, Wii Vitality Sensor, or Wii Speak, or anything Wii U related. But like that, I mean, I can think of like in games like maybe something off in the distance and like just a little tink of a rumble is something giant is coming towards you, and as it gets closer, it builds and builds until like just the whole world is shaking. Like that could be so freaking cool.
Oh yeah.
Like I mean, Zelda, perfect example. There's some pretty massive bosses, and to like just that anticipation to know that they're coming, or just there's a treasure chest and there's just that little tiniest hint of vibration.
Well, yeah, that
The
like
closer
tells
you
you
get
which
to it.
direction you need
Yeah.
to go.
Like that.
They've always had fun with it. And I'll get more on this in a little bit because it's more of like a comical thing. But in No More Heroes, in the first one, you would get a phone call, and it would only come through the speaker of the Wii remote.
Yeah.
So you'd hold it up, and it would not play on the screen at all. So you would have to hold it up, and it'd be like real quiet.
Yeah.
So it was like a cell phone thing.
Well, that's something that they showed off in the dongle of it was it could read rock, paper, scissors, and it had so much
It has a
distance
little
to it. So
camera
it's got a
in
little camera into it.
Yeah.
So I'm
and
sure.
distance and stuff. So I'm curious to see what they could do with that type of stuff.
I'm really stoked to see what they're doing with Travis Touchdown, like with No More Heroes going forward.
Yeah.
But what we got of an English dub, that was for Travis Touchdown. That should have been Travis Stumble, Fumble, and
fumble
fall
at the 1 yard
over
line.
and shit your bed,
Tra-
shit the bed, or
Travis basketball, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like we weren't even in the same sport for that.
Yeah, that dude was just.
Yeah,
like, I have to do.
I'm
this
sure.
one.
I'm sure they came to him. They're like, "So we're doing this. We're doing the Switch now. You guys had a part with the Wii. You know what? Come back. Let's do another game." They're like, "Oh, okay. The presentation's in 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, crap. Okay.
So,
that
guys,
happens when you're unprepared.
we're
Yeah.
working for something, guys. Like we're doing stuff here.
So Suda didn't submit a script for his thing, so you're winging it. Either that or the guy totally lied on his resume about knowing Japanese.
He speaks like Mandarin or something, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the game's gonna be great." It's
Or he
great."
went to the Court of Cowls school of starting a podcast, and they just started being like, "Okay, who's doing it? Who wants to do it?
All right, fine.
Who's
I'll
doing
do
the
it.
intro?"
Well, speaking of that, man, 1-2 switch, man, that could be the way we start deciding.
That's how it's gonna be. Yeah, a little peek behind the curtain there, jurors. Right before we start recording, we just argue over who's going to go first. And it's not, I want to go first. I haven't done it in forever. It's, why don't you do it? I don't want to do it. Well, how about you do it?
I guess I'll do it.
Fine,
I guess I'll do
it.
whatever
Yeah.
Fine, it's getting to be 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
We've
it's
argued for 3 hours
3:45
now.
a.m.
It's like trying to pick a shader before we raid.
You shut your mouth. And let me tell you, we're not nearly as high energy when this is not rolling. Because it's just, oh, you want to do it? I guess, whatever.
Yeah,
And in a minute, 1, 2, 3, go. Hi, guys! We're energetic!
Well, it's
So,
presentation 101.
Yeah, that's true. So, we're human.
Mm-hmm.
We're just humans, man.
Man, that quick draw thing. Like, I made the joke when we were initially watching it, but now I'm really excited about it. Like, it's going to revolutionize drinking games. It's going to revolutionize who gets the front seat. It's going to revolutionize who has to take out the trash.
Not at my house, apparently.
Yeah,
That was
not
pretty
at your
bad.
house,
Quick.
yeah.
Who has to pick what we're having for dinner?
Yes!
Yeah.
Not who gets to pick, who has to pick.
Mm-hmm. It's all a
Yeah.
quick draw.
Yeah.
And I Don't Care is not a restaurant.
There's the
It
actually
is.
I Don't Care Bar and Grill.
It's a valid answer.
On
Now.
the
and
way
who's
to
ever
Arkansas.
gone there? Like,
I think
come
my
on.
parents have gone there once.
Really?
Mhm.
All right, then.
They told me it was
Is
pretty
it a
good.
fast food place that is down the road
All right.
from anyone here? Okay.
Which one is closest? All right.
Yeah.
So some other games they announced. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
No, just Xenoblade 2, right?
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade 2.
Just straight up Xenoblade 2.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Which
It's a Xenoblade game. As soon as I saw Monolith, that was the first thing that came to my mind. Was like, oh, like no way, are we really getting a Xenoblade? And obviously they didn't show any kind of release date for that or anything because
Right.
we all know Xenoblade for the Wii U. as cool as it looked and everything, that
That's
was
a
one of
letdown.
those games that Breath of the Wild was at with the Wii U. Like, hey guys, it's coming out. No, hang on. It's coming out. No. You know what, guys? Come back to us. Like, just
Yeah.
go full
Go around the
circle.
bend, yeah.
Just go talk to them first, and then we'll come back to that. And it's like,
And
I think we're good for this day. March. No. We'll June. Okay, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
do June. Like,
it looked like something that I really wanted to play, but I've kind of said that with every Xenoblade and just really not liked the battle system in it, or like the way the gameplay and the functionality of said game.
Mm-hmm.
But man, they are pretty. So I'm a little reluctant to get excited about this new Xenoblade personally.
Yeah.
But that's just because of personal preference.
Well,
I just
you know.
never liked the battle system.
All right. Let's do a little a quick round of thumbs up, thumbs down. Binding of Isaac.
I mean,
indifferent.
It's been there. I've
PC 3, it's been everywhere.
I have it for
it's one of those
PlayStation
things
3,
like Minecraft.
PlayStation
Yeah,
4.
like
every copy I own, I've gotten for free. So
we've seen that it looks like Minecraft is coming to the Switch. Obviously, it's just one of those things that like everybody has to have it. So
I don't care, but it's just there.
It's there. All right. FIFA.
Obviously, that was
down, but nobody's gonna play it. Everybody who's at FIFA.
FIFA fans will like it.
No,
but none
FIFA
of them
fans
sitting
are
at
gonna-
the
It's
table.
going to be one of those things that a kid is going to get the Switch for Christmas or something like that. Grandma and Grandpa are going to come in and be like, oh, he likes soccer. We're going to get him FIFA, and he's going to play FIFA, and he's going to like it.
Yeah.
But chances are
we didn't tune in tonight to see FIFA. We tuned in to see the price. We came to see Mario. We came to see Zelda. We came to see all these new first-party titles that they're doing. We didn't come to see
So
FIFA.
basically, the version of FIFA that any kid is going to be looking for is probably not going to be on the Switch.
No, you're either gonna play Xbox One or PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
You go for the pretty graphics on that one.
Yeah. Even though it always looks the same.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows what we're gonna get from it.
And I have kids looking
You have
on the
kids?
Wii U that come into the stores and stuff like that. They're like, oh, I want like Madden on the Wii U. Like, where's the latest Madden for Wii U? And it's like, I'm sorry, Timmy, the Wii U failed. Like, they only made Madden 13. Like,
By God,
That
stop
is
the damn
latest
match.
one. Yeah.
Project Octopath Traveler.
That was that one.
that was
we thought was
Final Fantasy Tactics
yeah.
is what it looked like. So
It's
That
got
one
a
looked pretty awesome.
yeah. I mean, it's got a neat
Tactical.
art style to it. I can't wait to see where that one goes.
I imagine thumbs down for pretty much everybody, but Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, big thumbs down everywhere.
Mike, do you have
I've
something to say about
got 2 giant thumbs up for
Yeah.
that.
that? Yeah, you do.
I mean, I played the first Dragon Quest Heroes on the PS4, so hopefully Nintendo will implement some sort of trophy achievement for the Switch, because I played Dragon Quest Heroes and I grinded through the entire game to get every trophy for that.
Yeah.
So I'll do it all over again on the Switch, but if it's coming bundled 1 and 2, I'm only going to play 2 if there's no achievements, because I'm not going to go through that grind for nothing, like everything that I've already done, and get nothing for it.
We'll come back to this statement, but I think yes, there will be trophies or gamer
Stickers,
score
badges,
or
whatever they
something.
want to call it. Like,
Simply because of the overhaul they're doing with
the
their
online stuff. And,
Let's
yeah.
talk about that.
Well, do we want to finish have we covered all the games yet?
No,
Not even
no.
close.
Just nothing's really.
Yeah. Well, as we're doing this, I'm on a website that is just throwing news out left and right. So, Has Been Heroes has been announced. I'm kind of curious as to what
We
that
didn't
looks like.
really see any of that.
Well, if
so
we're just talking about what we just initially saw, then
Yeah.
I would stick with that.
don't even worry about looking
Yeah.
that up
I'll
right
look
now.
it. I'm
Yeah.
watching while you guys are talking.
The new Shimigami Tensei has got me intrigued.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna be honest. I don't know anything about the games.
Yeah.
I've never played them.
I don't really, but
Speaking
I'm
of
stoked
Shin
about it.
Megami, yeah, but it's a pretty fun RPG style
I
game.
don't know if it's Tensei.
They whenever, of course, like most announcements like this happen, they just start flashing like hundreds of games, like, oh, clip here, clip this, like this is
Right.
coming and stuff like that. They actually had a series called Disgaea that is only been on the PlayStation since the PSP and the PS2. Like,
Yeah.
that's where it started, and it's been going.
oh,
Trust.
it's-
Yeah.
It's a Game Trust game.
But I saw a little glimpse of that. So, and like we were talking about this before, kind of on my list. It's probably going to be Disgaea 5, probably. It's going to be like the 2016 like kind of greatest hits that have been on the PlayStation and Xbox that are multi-titled from like Square and EA and stuff like that. We're probably going to see a lot of those games come out.
And that quick little burn list they did, like at the end, just showing like all the games that are going to be capable of it, is one thing that stuck out to me was there was this real quick thing with Street Fighter, but it showed Ryu and Ken fighting Bison. So it was like two characters fighting one character. Which really, I don't know about all that. Mike, you were talking about it earlier.
There's actually something here about that. It says, "Hey, World Warriors! As announced on the Nintendo Switch presentation 2017 in Tokyo, Ultra Street Fighter 2: The Final Challengers is coming to the Nintendo Switch." So
So it's a whole game.
It looks like it's going to be a whole game thing and
Heck
everything
yeah.
like that. So. And obviously, it's from the same site you're looking at, so I dare not click on the URL and it take an hour to load.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the online a little bit. Nintendo has said that there will be 2 tiers. There will be the free one, and there will be a paid tier. The paid tier will be coming this fall. So we will basically get a demo of the paid one.
I'm assuming until fall opens up and they actually get all their servers online and stuff like that, it'll be a free to play thing. And then once they get everything set up, that's whenever you get your Xbox Live style, where it's like, hey, you pay us X amount a month, 3 month or yearly, you get your free download game. It looks like, and then you get to play online. And then the free is just the access to the eShop, so you can download all the Virtual Console stuff. And then that's really about it. I mean, like, everything that you can do now on the Wii U or Wii with all their, like, online gameplay, aside from playing with people and getting a free game, like, that's basically what you'd be paying the membership for.
You couldn't really do that on the Wii U or Wii anyways.
It seems like a very genius way to get a view of the landscape of what their online community is going to look like, as far as, what they're going to need as well, as far as, like, a basis.
Yeah.
I want that collector's edition.
Which
of the Sonic Mania.
Oh, Sonic Mania looks dope, man.
It looked like Nintendo just put up a trailer for Sonic Mania for the Switch.
There were like 2 views. We're like the third person to watch it. This is breaking news, jurors.
Well, probably not.
Shh, let me have this.
As of tomorrow night, it will not be breaking news.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure a lot more than 2 people have watched it because of YouTube's screwy view system right now.
Bump.
No, it was all us who got it millions of views.
Just us. We can't be quiet while we're watching a video because the listeners are like, why are they so quiet all of a sudden?
The collector's edition is supposed to have a little statue thing or whatever that has like a button that you can push and it does that Sega that right there is just like that does it for me. That's why I want that collector's edition.
So while we watch this video,
Christine, take over.
I'll keep talking about the online service. Another thing that came out after the fact was that SNES games will have online multiplayer.
Which kind of brought us to the Street Fighter 2 thing, because I didn't even notice that it was Ryu and Ken fighting Bison. I just saw Street Fighter. I was like, virtual classics. Like, we're getting that.
That was the
like,
first
okay.
thing I noticed.
And then,
it was on Ryu's level, but it was Ken on one side and Ryu on the other. So that had me kind of flipping out. And, I mean, just Super Nintendo online play. Oh, God.
Dude, oh my gosh. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And, I mean, look, if Nintendo has a good online service, I'm willing to pay for it.
And that's the thing, too. Like, if you look at 360 and PS3, 360 you paid for. 360 had better online play, whereas PlayStation was just trash.
Debatable towards the end.
Well,
but then again, they were pay to play after a while.
Yeah, like they had their free to play, and then you could pay to get discounts and stuff like that and other stuff. But I can tell you right now, with the PlayStation 4 and it being like you have to pay us to play.
Yeah.
That means that they get to put more money into their servers, and it's gonna have that's all revenue that they get for servers.
Yeah.
So their online multiplayer is gonna be a lot better. And that's
if I don't have to try to find servers, if I can just log on and play, I don't mind paying.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, because of my profession, I haven't paid in many, many years. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of dick saying that I'm okay paying, since I don't. But, if I had to pay, I would.
And that's like I was saying earlier, having Xbox and PlayStation, I pay for both of those. I'm leaning more towards my Xbox, so I'm probably not going to renew my PlayStation anytime soon. And now with the Switch,
I haven't had it in over a year.
Having the Switch like that, having to pay for it, my PlayStation's probably just gonna gather dust unless like they're like, oh, Kingdom Hearts 3 is exclusive PS4. Like you have to come here. Then I'm like, oh, I guess I'm gonna probably pay online if they have like some sort of like, oh, guess what? Here's a microtransaction to get this like extra world and stuff like that. So.
And hey to all my importers, it is not region locked.
Yeah. So, dude, who knows what kind of awesome stuff we're gonna get from across the pond?
Yeah, if we get if they come out with like a Seiken Densetsu collection or something like that, come on. Oh,
yep, it's gonna be Xenoverse 2 that comes to the Switch.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty okay with that.
Yeah, that'll work.
Well, a couple other things that they showed off and that they have since added more videos. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which it looks beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
so far, I mean, it looks like they've got that's a retro item. Actually, that's from the Super Nintendo.
That's new, right?
That feather. No, that's the ghost. Like that, you turn invisible. They had that in 64.
Oh,
but
there's the Splatoon level that has the actual Inklings and stuff like that.
Not
so there's
the me ones.
Yeah, there's that.
Speaking of which.
They don't seem
anywhere.
They don't seem to have, and granted, this is all battle stuff, but they don't. I don't see any of the anti-gravity stuff that they showed for 8 and stuff. So I'm sure
there
that.
It is.
Oh, there. Okay, there it is. Yeah.
Spoke too soon.
Which that's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just saying, like, if like they may be like, oh, okay, we had that. Now here's this with the double items again and stuff like that. So I didn't know if that was a feature that they were going to take out or what.
I'm like Chris, like, there hasn't been any mention of
that was DLC.
Yeah.
Of the Mii's, you know?
I don't remember that Zelda level though.
Yeah, it was the DLC.
This is when you got when you and now tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay, yeah.
But watching this trailer, Mario's mustache like flaps in the wind.
Yeah.
Did it do that on the Wii U?
I don't think so.
Maybe.
I think so
because whenever you're racing like that, I'm not paying attention to Mario's mustache. I'm paying attention to like banana peels and stuff like that. So it's only when it shows a trailer like this that it's like, oh, it does look bright and shiny. Look at that. His mustache does move, and then there's Luigi's death glare. Like, whenever he gets hit or whatever, it's just like that stare that turned into a meme. I never noticed that. I'm racing. I'm trying to get first place here. I don't notice stuff like that. So, I was about to say, it's right there as well.
Yeah.
New Super Bomberman.
Oh, really?
Coming out in March, yeah.
Nice.
Another thing that they announced, they showed it in the little sizzle reel, but they've since shown a trailer, is Puyo Puyo Pop.
Yeah.
Really?
In Tetris. That's what we want.
Oh,
yeah. Is it Puyo Puyo Pop? Am I saying it right?
I think so, yeah.
Whatever.
The important thing is you're getting a Tetris game for your Switch.
Yeah, don't bother buying it. Don't bother playing it.
Yeah.
The champ is here. All right.
If you can beat this guy at Tetris, then you're PJ.
Oh, PJ, buddy. Anytime, anywhere, good sir. Oh, it's just Puyo Puyo. Whatever.
Yeah, I think same thing. It doesn't matter.
But it's kind of cool if you haven't seen it. It's like one person's playing Tetris, one person is playing Puyo Puyo, and it's like head to head on it. So it's kind of neat.
We're getting Mean Bean Machine again.
Yes. That's what every system is missing.
That's right. Fire Emblem
Warriors.
Man, I'd like to see a lot more on it because it's very much a teaser trailer.
Absolutely.
Which is telling me it's probably destined for next year sometime.
Yeah.
Or holiday season.
So
that honestly was the only bad moment with this whole Switch thing. It's because Mario, I'm okay with it, but the fact that it's not till this holiday season. And we are in the beginning of January.
Business-wise, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if you had Zelda and Mario out at the same time, you got people that aren't going to buy both.
Right.
Now you've got everybody in this room is going to buy both, and you got a lot of hardcore people that would. But the casual consumer, the family with 7 kids, they're going to buy one or the other.
Yeah.
So spreading them out just makes financial sense.
It really, I understand it, but at the same time, I know it basically feels like I'm eating at a very nice buffet, and then once I'm full, I'm looking over to see something else.
Is that a
being like-
Pokemon thing?
This is a rule. This is
and being like, oh, I want that, but I'm full.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it looks like, Breath of the Wild is going to be so huge.
that you're not going to feel that you're missing something
Yeah.
when you're like just engulfed in
and
it.
That's
when
the
you're-
thing. Like, I understand I have no room for Mario right now.
Yeah.
But you still want it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still want it.
When you're done with it, you're going to be ready for Mario, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it even shows with their growth and failure from the Wii U that they realize they can't throw it all at you once. They have to split it
Yeah.
up, and they have to do that break. I mean, we talked about the graphics, the online play. It's so different from what Nintendo has done. Even the price point, it's higher than what they've seen.
Mhm.
They're realizing they're focusing much more on their content than just dishing out a console or dishing out a game that we might have to wait a little bit longer, but it's actually going to be what we want versus something that's been rushed. Because they're
Right.
not known for the DLC part. They don't patch it afterwards. They just hand it to you and you hope it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Nintendo
that
fans
farming
are willing
simulator.
to wait. Nintendo fans have patience. That's one thing we all have in common is patience.
Mhm.
Whether we want to have it or not, whether it's forced upon us or...
Isn't that
know.
isn't that crazy? I mean, this is just going to get into like the philosophy of gaming kind of thing, but it's the Xbox took over, you know, and then the PlayStation kind of started winning out, and like where we stand now, I think the PlayStation is kind of winning in sales, but everybody just saw this like 2-minute commercial for the Switch, and now Nintendo is like back on top. So it's like the entire world like had their favorites, but everyone just wanted Nintendo to like just
There's your
sit
Mii's.
back
Oh,
on
well,
to sit
Is
back
it,
on
though?
the throne.
Yes.
yeah, those are Mii's.
But Mii's don't have arms. They
Well,
just have
maybe that's
hands.
My Sims Party.
Yeah. Because they look a little too nice to be Mii's.
And to be
Well, Mii's they have arms now and everything like that.
Yeah, they've
like,
updated.
They've got you didn't touch a Wii U at all. Like they
I had
have
a Wii U since the day it came out until... like,
Yeah, but
a
they
month
did
ago.
get arms, but they still didn't look good.
But with his updated graphics, that's could be
That
what
very
they look
well
like.
could be.
Mm,
I'm
trash.
hoping they dump Mii's altogether. Like, there is no need for it.
It's just a
If
pointless thing.
if they are listening to their audience at all, they need to get rid of
Well, they're
Mii's.
listening to us. They're one of our subscribers. Hi, Nintendo. We love you.
All three of you.
Yeah. Okay, so we have run a little bit longer than I thought we would. It is now 12:30 in the morning.
some of us have to be at work nice, bright and early.
Yeah, 7 hours, 7.5 hours have to be at work.
Some of us are off.
On the rare off chance of that actually happening, but
Hell has frozen over. That's why it's so cold outside. So what? Let's go around the room. What did you not see that you expected to see? We'll start with August.
One thing, a definitive launch lineup. And now thinking about it, and everybody is reassuring me that'll come. It makes sense because this was worldwide, and the launch lineups are gonna be different.
Poor Europe.
Yeah, what the hell is happening in Europe right now? Besides,
Yes.
it was Brexit.
Brexit,
That's what it was. Like, they're
Brexit
just-
ruined the Wii
They're
U
just,
or
they're
the
just
Switch
falling
launch for
apart.
them.
So Nintendo's just like,
Saying, like,
can they
keep-
really handle
yeah.
a new console
I
right
don't
now?
know.
We
I
don't
don't
know
know
if the
even-
Euro's going to be a thing anymore.
Keep your ear to the
No, and the
grindstone,
other
Europe.
thing is, I'm surprised we didn't get a breakdown of specs. Other than that,
That's-
Yeah.
Yep.
because I'm afraid they're going to slip it underneath, something, and it's going to be bad news.
You could very well be right, as I look for Legos to play with. But it could also be that that's not what the casual gamer wants. Like, we care about the specs, and it is important, but this was to show mom and dad, the 12-year-old kid that's like, Mommy, there's a new Nintendo. See? She's not going to care that it's running the Tegra Plus 4 or how much memory it has. That's important stuff, but
Yeah.
this was to get us pumped about what the system can do
But
and what is
To
coming
be
out.
fair, the 12-year-old now is more into Call of Duty Grand Theft Auto, where all the adults are super excited about, Zelda and all that.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Regardless of the specs, we're all going to still go and buy it. Nintendo
Oh,
knows that.
absolutely. They know fanboys are suckers. I think they're on the right track, though. I think, like I've said earlier, it won't be quite on par with, your base level PlayStation 4 or even the Xbox One, which is a little flimsier than PlayStation 4. But
We gotta have that one thing that we're like selling mom and dad too.
Yeah.
That one thing that we don't understand, because that's how it was when I was a kid. Be like, the Super Nintendo has 32 bits.
Yeah.
She's
Mom
like,
didn't
"What's
care."
a bit?" And be
Yeah.
like, "It's
You already have a Nintendo.
It's 32 of them. I needed them
Yeah.
all.
So
I don't know, but it's not 31.
They could have not done it because it's bad news, but they could have also not done it because they didn't think it was
important.
Yeah.
relevant at the time.
So I'm gonna stay positive, which is not something I like to do with Nintendo. Once bitten, twice shy. 8th bitten, you're just dead at this point. But I hope there's nothing to worry about. But I do agree. I wish we could have seen the specs. Cody.
This is going to be a little nitpicky, but I really am on fire about seeing a cartridge case. Like, obviously the games are going to be on a cartridge, which, God, I've been wanting that for years. I've been one of those weird guys that has been saying, like, CDs are a bad medium for games because it takes up load times, and it completely kills the fun of actually, like, getting a used version of a game and, like, having that one save file on there that is, like, completely done. And then you, like, see what a character is going to look like as opposed to what he looks like on your end.
Yeah.
And it gives you a goal. It gives you a driving force to fight for. But at the same time, I really want to see... I don't know why I'm just so antsy about seeing what they're going to... When they hit the store shelves, what the Switch section is going to look like. Like, are you going to pick up a case that you can open up and check the back of it to see if there's any scratches? Are you going to be able to turn it around and, like, read a synopsis of what's going on with the pictures on it? Are the cases going to be as big as your standard, like, 3DS or DS cases? Are they going to be as big as DVD cases? Or are they going to do what I hope for and go with the, not cardboard, but, like, the old school NES and Super Nintendo, like, big boxes, that, like, basically have their own look, and they file easily where you can, like, read the side of them.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, they're revolutionizing. If I've learned anything from tonight, it's that they are completely. Every video game company and every video game developer is just playing in Nintendo's land, if you will. So I really want to, if they've revolutionized, like, every single way we look at video games, then are they going to also revolutionize what the cases look like? Are they going to have their own look to where you look down from, like, a few feet away and you can tell that it's a Switch game and tell what the Switch section looks like?
I just don't think so. I think that's going to come down to...
Shut up, August.
It's going to be very boring. It's going to look like everything else just because that's more on the publisher rather than Nintendo themselves.
Well, and I mean, it's silly, something you'd never think of. And jurors, the reason I think this is a thing is the amount of retail workers in this room. We care about that kind of stuff. Some of you are probably like, who the hell cares what the case that the game comes in look like?
Right.
But I kind of do, and
Right.
I'm thinking, when I put these on the shelf, are they going to be a pain in the butt to slide like DS games are? Are they going to look small, therefore people are going to think that this is an inferior product? I
wonder if you're going to leave Joey's Video Game Shack with your game. Because, I mean, how many times have you left a video game store with brand new copy of, Ronnie Kills Everything for the PS4, and then you get outside and you're like, oh crap, they gave me the PS3 version. Because you looked at it and there's, like, a distinguishable sign of it. So I just wonder, that's what I wonder about. I want to see, like, how is it distinguished from other cases?
I think it's going to be red. I mean, red
Probably.
is clearly the color they've
Red or
gone
blue.
with.
It's going to have...
Well, PS4 is blue, so I think they won't go with blue. Because, you got Xbox is green, PS4 is blue. I think
most of
red.
the advertisement that we've seen and stuff like that has been red and white.
Red
So
they won't do white because they did Wii and 3DS. And
yeah, no, it'll
be red.
Blue.
The flags will be red, but I think they're going to be small cases because it's just going to save on manufacturing. There's no need to make a Blu-ray size thing. A Blu-ray sized case for a cartridge size thing.
Yeah.
That's only because of money, not they want it to look different.
Yeah. Well, however, a bigger case is a bigger
eye catcher.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
like,
big
oh hey,
eye
look
catcher.
at this. This isn't like a 3DS handheld game. It's a full size case. This is a game.
As silly as it sounds, Activision wants their product big and bold.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe it's not going to be that way. Doesn't matter. That was Cody's thing.
Yeah, Nintendo can make their cases triangles and still make all the money.
Yeah.
And
they would do something like that, just to be like, ours are just in balls.
Yeah.
So go ahead and figure out a way to merchandise those retail. Like, we've got the ball bin of Switch games. Got to dig through them and find
Well,
what
if
you
it's in Mike's balls, then that's all over the table up.
Yeah.
Either that or they do something dumb like the 64 and have like nothing on the spine,
Oh yeah, just no
that'd be
spine
great.
work.
which would
whatsoever.
be awful because you can't display those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, such a pain. Babs, what was your biggest disappointment,
Well,
surprise?
August kind of already said it with the specs. That was a little disappointing, just with how much effort you've seen them put in. The price point, as I've said, just the graphics, all that. We got the surprise of Unreal Engine 4 being able. There's something there, so I figured that'd be something they'd be really highlighting. And it's going to sound really odd, but it felt rushed in some areas where they had developers out there. I mean, EA coming out there. I don't know why we showed them tonight.
Yeah, I completely agree with all that.
I mean, we had a second split of Sega popping up there just saying they're going to do something, and he was gone. I mean, we didn't even really pay attention to him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just, there was parts in that I don't think that really belonged, but they didn't have enough of a strong enough lineup yet to show us everything, which I know we're going to see in the next few days. And I mean, thankfully, I think it was truly the Rocky Points were saved by Zelda coming through. I know we all freaked out here. There's a coffee table that has been destroyed.
Mike's going to be a daddy.
A little weird
Of
coffee table babies.
strange table babies.
But I mean,
It's just gonna be a little nightstand. That's all it's gonna be.
And to fill out the specs
Or a
point,
day stand. A Michael day stand.
yeah,
Oh.
and to finish my point on the specs thing, it's not really to sell, it's more developer-wise.
Right.
If they can't easily develop it for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, they're not going to develop for Switch.
Yeah. Yeah, it needs to be. It needs
Well,
to be.
that's what
easy
all the
to be
developers have
developed.
been saying so far from the dev kits that they've gotten is that the Switch is beautiful to design for. Like they love doing it and stuff, and that's why I think in the thing they said that they have up to like 80 titles in the
Right.
progress and stuff like that. So Sega being there like, hey guys, we are working with them. Square Enix working with them and stuff like that. It's a lot of these developers coming back saying like, hey, we are partnering up with them again. This seems to be a really good console. We want to do stuff. So I think that's why we also didn't see a lot of gameplay, just because they're delving into the dev kits and seeing what they really can do and like what they obviously we're going to see a lot of ports and everything like that from last year and everything, but
Yeah,
I think that's just them.
Unreal Engine thing.
I think that's just them testing the waters of like, okay, it can handle this, so this is going to be our next project that we want to get out there. Let's start doing that for the Switch as well and get it out there and get it a new fresh title instead of giving it Rayman Legends that came back out in like 2013.
you actually get the new game. The other thing I will say I was slightly disappointed is no hint of Smash Bros. Anything near that. It's always been a Nintendo staple, and especially with the new controller, whole 9 yards on that piece of it, I'd really like to see how that affects Smash play. And
Yeah.
a little disappointed I didn't get to see that tonight.
That kind of makes me think that maybe what we're going to get is not just like a game of the year from the Wii U, but a full-fledged new Smash Brothers.
And I'd be fine with that, but
Yeah.
at least like a hint or at least an idea that's coming. We
Yeah.
didn't even see it in their little trailer reel or anything.
Well, and this is first night as well.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
We've
there
got
are all
the
kinds of...
Treehouse coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
E3 is going to be later in the year. Like
And they really focused hard on Breath of the Wild being the grand finale of the night.
Yeah.
And I mean, Breath of the Wild, yes, it's Zelda, come on. But if you had Smash Brothers also with that, then that, I don't think anyone would have been
Even paid
alive for
attention
Breath
to
of the Wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So, little breaking news. System specs are up.
nice.
Oh,
There we
you
Not all of them.
Yeah.
System battery life. The battery can last for more than 6 hours, but will vary depending on the software and usage conditions. For example, Breath of the Wild can be played for roughly 3 hours on a single charge.
That is
That's
awesome.
actually
That's
more than
pretty
I thought
great,
it would
yeah.
be.
Yep.
Internal memory, 32 gigabytes.
That's
There it is.
Of
another.
internal memory, a portion of which is reserved for use by the system. Of course, users can easily expand storage space by using micro SD cards.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
That's helpful.
Cool.
Just get a terabyte micro SD card and
Yeah.
Good
to go.
Screen 6.2-inch multi-touch touchscreen, which we knew. And,
720p.
yeah, 1280 by 720.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and that's just for the tablet. You don't
Yeah.
need a 1080.
No, for something that small, you're
Yeah,
fine.
So it's going to look great. So
Here's the
Uh,
thing, man. Like the Wii U, I absolutely adore. I know it was a commercial
Disaster.
failure, but it's the Wii U with the games so being few and far between. It was like every game was a cherry. It was like the games I liked, I was in love with. And I mean and it's just again personal preference, but like Bayonetta 2, I actually kind of dug Star Fox, the Ninja Gaiden that was on there, and I mean just a handful of others that are exclusive to the Wii U. I know the Metroid Prime trilogy was on the Wii, but that's really the only reason I even kept a Wii for the longest time.
Mhm.
And if I don't have a disc-based system, I don't have my Metroid Prime trilogy. And I know you can download it. I mean, I could always do that and get rid of my Wii, but at this point, there's really no point in doing so. But once we're talking like 4 or 5 games, once those are completely like a digital, I can get digital versions of those games. Again, Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, Bayonetta 2, and with Bayonetta 1, and a couple other, I'm not just going to name off all of them, but once those are digital, I have no use for the Wii U.
Oh, well, some of those games will never be digital.
Yeah.
Flat out.
I
Yeah.
think we may get Scalebound, maybe, or something
Nope.
of that sort. Well, no, on the Switch, because Platinum Games did Bayonetta 2 for the Wii U.
Mhm.
So, I'm sure, like, it may not be a full-blown, like, Scalebound thing, but I think Platinum Games may go back to Nintendo and be like, look, we have most of this here, we can dumb it down or whatever if your specs don't meet this, but, like, we have this game. This, like, it was the game that the developer, it was his work of art. Like, this is something that he wanted to do, and, like, since that just recently got scrapped, I think we may
Right.
see something like that go to Nintendo. Then I think Nintendo may scoop up, like, oh, an
it's entirely
exclusive here,
possible. Be
like,
sure, we'll.
Mhm.
because
you
if
wanna go
they
ahead for the
did
Switch?
Bayonetta 2, I'm sure, like, they'll have something like we were talking about, maybe.
Bayonetta
It may
2
not
probably
happen,
easy,
but
like,
it would be
digital
amazing if we got
Oh, yeah,
Destiny.
that's-
If we got Destiny 2 on the Switch, and they were like, "Hey, since you're playing on Nintendo, instead of having your like Dark Drinker or whatever, here's the Master Sword," and like having Metroid's cannon as like a rocket launcher
Oh.
and stuff like that. That's
No.
getting all amped up here. Like that
Yeah.
would be amazing
Oh,
if they
my
did something
goodness.
like that. Like Nintendo.
I
Like
got-
if
I got
Nintendo
tingly.
just goes out on a limb here and reaches out to these developers that are making games like this, and are like, hey, you want to work with us, like see what you can do, and then like just start planning their like proprietary into the games like that.
I think some of that's just going to depend, though, how it does after launch, the sales, how it all comes out once we actually get our hands on it. If it
Yeah.
does as well as it looks, then very easily these developers are going to realize, holy, we have all this market over here. Let's go talk to a Nintendo, because
Yeah.
Nintendo's going to be back on top. Everyone's going to be talking about it, loving it.
Mhm.
They just have to make this launch successful, and I think with what we saw tonight, it's going to be.
No, I very much think that it's going
And
to.
shout out to anyone who works in retail tomorrow. I feel sorry for all of you who have to take those pre-orders.
Yeah.
You will be swamped.
It's not the pre-orders I would be worried about. It's the disappointed people.
Whenever the pre-orders run out, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will get some angry customers tomorrow.
By the time you hear this, it'll probably be all said and done. Everybody will be sold out.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to
The question.
disappointment.
Mike, what was your disappointment?
Well, I mean, my disappointment was that we didn't know the internal memory and stuff like that, but we just found that out, so I'm okay with that. I'm a little surprised with all the rumors. Pokemon Stars.
Yeah.
We didn't see
You
like a
just
Pokemon
totally
thing at
stole
all.
my thing,
Like
'cause that's what I was going to say. I cannot believe that there wasn't even in the sizzle reel just a little.
like just a
Bloop.
beep. Yeah, here's a Pikachu.
But-
like
I think that follows the same thing with Smash Brothers, though. Is like you can't just hint at
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
because then the rumor mill starts going, and no one's talking about. I mean, everyone's still talking about Breath of the Wild, but not as many that
Yeah.
could have been.
Yeah,
Well,
It was Zelda's night, and they kept it that way.
I mean, they didn't even have to do that. We've seen so much of Breath of the Wild. They could have just made a little announcement. and
Yeah.
left it.
Yeah, but Breath of the Wild is the flagship title for this. It's on every piece of marketing, every single picture of it. How we're looking at it right now, there's just the stock image. Breath of the Wild's on the screen.
And the new trailer, good God, people. It is free. Go look at it. Oh, man.
Fall asleep to it, wake up to it, make love to it, take a shower to it.
That's all it's going to be on loop tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, that's all we're doing.
Yeah.
That's
And look, by the time you guys hear this, there's going to be so much more information out there that you're going to be like, those guys were dumb. Because it is now
1 o'clock.
12:49 in the morning. It is now Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. You know, people in Japan are just waking up and getting their day started, and there's just so much information.
In like 6 or 7
hours.
hours, the Treehouse Live event's supposed to go on, so...
Mm-hmm.
So, hell, Smash Brothers could show up, Pokemon Stars could show up. Beyond Good and Evil 2, I'm really surprised.
I'm also surprised at that.
Yeah.
That'll probably be a Treehouse thing. Like,
because I really thought that was going to be an announcement.
Unless they're keeping it for E3.
That's true.
E3 is going to be crazy.
And that may be where we see Smash Bros. And Pokemon as well.
Yeah.
And also keep in mind, another thing Nintendo loves to do is Nintendo Directs every quarter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So next one they could show off all kinds of stuff. One thing I'm not disappointed in, but something that I'm really looking forward to getting more information about is kind of the layout of the Virtual Console. Not just what we're going to get
Right.
from old games, but I really want to see some good original content as virtual titles. Because, I mean, downloadable stuff is just huge anymore. I mean...
That actually brings up another thing. Like, I'm not just trying to take anything from you, but I was kind of hoping to see, like, with every kind of console release Nintendo has had, you see, like, the stationary screen.
Yeah.
Like the dashboard.
Mhm.
And I was kind of surprised to not see
I
any
saw
kind
like
of dashboard.
one little brief glimpse of something that looked like, and they're like scrolling through. But when people get hands on with it tomorrow and they're doing the treehouse, we're going to see the interface.
We're going to see a lot
very
more
true.
of it, and I think we're going to like what we see. I mean,
Absolutely.
for once, I'm not truly left with a bunch of questions or left disappointed or something unanswered. They came in, they showed it, they rocked it.
Mhm.
They knew what they were doing. They timed it all right. I mean, even just leading up to it, they've kept a lot of things under wraps, which is unusual for any sort of series, especially as big as Nintendo, to not have something already leaked. Or,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, apparently somebody on 4chan a little earlier today did let it out of the bag a bit. They got, Odyssey right. They got Splatoon 2 right and a few other things right. Other than that, it has been amazing how much Nintendo's just been able to keep in, because everything leaks now.
Absolutely. I mean, 99% of the time anymore, we know everything before it's officially announced.
Yeah.
And Nintendo did really well, because we all just assumed that Breath of the Wild was a launch title, but they kind of swerved it a little bit and put a little doubt into you, because at the end I was like, oh my gosh, this isn't going to be a launch title. Like,
Well, rumors were like building up. It wasn't going to launch with the Switch.
wasn't going to launch, and then it was like, nope, yeah, it's definitely probably not going to launch. Like, we're probably going to look it'll be in a launch window, but it's not going to be a launch title.
Yeah.
And then the rumors after that were like, well, it's looking pretty good, like it'll be a launch title. So I had a lot of faith in that it was going to be a launch title, and then when Miyamoto and Inoyama were like, no, ask this guy. And I was like, oh, all right, back to Japan then. We'll ask those guys. And it was like, I'll get back to that. Like, and it's like, no, stop beating around the bush. Like, give me a date right now.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite times that ever happened. I think it was with Final Fantasy 13, which wasn't really that great of a game, but it did something like that, and it called back to that reveal, because in that reveal he was like, yeah, and we don't know a release date yet, but if you keep your eyes peeled, I'm sure you'll be able to notice it. And it zooms out from him, pans out, and it shows that he's in like almost like a maze.
Mhm.
But then the further it gets out, he's basically standing in a big maze that is shaped like the date that it was coming out.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of like that, where you're just like, dude, it's there. What is it? And jurors, I wish you could have seen the room, because every fist went flying in the air.
Yeah.
Pants flying off everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Tables got raped.
Coming out
running
at the
around.
1st of March, like from
that blew my mind.
from every rumor, it was middle of March to end of March.
I mean, I'll be honest, I expected it to actually middle of March, right around spring break.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that would actually been perfect timing, but this early out, that just shows them that they're
that
ready.
explains why. I know it's in March, regardless. Before we got March 3rd, we knew it was going to be March. So a lot of the marketing things and stuff like that were like, oh, hey, like, you're going to get a demo. Like, stores shall be getting demos in February and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, well, we'll get it like the beginning of February or something like that, and then the system's gonna launch at the end of March or whatever. Like, it's gonna have that time for people to come in, try the games out and stuff like that. Like, oh, this is so much fun, and can't wait to pick one up or scour 30 stores and hope to find one. And like, people call up every 30 minutes, like, is it in yet? Is it in yet? Did you guys get more yet?
Yeah.
But like, we're gonna have one. They're gonna have a demo set up in the store, and then it's gonna be like 2 weeks from there. And it's like, hey,
Here it is.
Yeah.
System's here.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. This doesn't happen when a new system,
No.
it happens with like Slim editions and stuff like that. They're like, and they'll be in the stores on Friday. But
Yeah.
I mean, we're less than 2 months away from the Switch.
Yeah.
Like,
The Switch Slim.
yeah,
Pretty stoked about it, and this whole presentation, it left you with questions.
But
But-
good questions.
Yeah, it didn't leave you puzzled. It left you wanting,
exactly.
and that's what you really want to do with your audience.
I mean, to be honest, I think one of the reasons why they're so prepared is, as we said, the Wii U didn't work, and I think at some point where most developers are still working on the current console, they stopped on the Wii U. They just let it fall apart, and they spent longer than we realized on this.
Right.
And that's why they're able to just be like, you know what, here we go, we're ready, because we've put that time in it much longer than you guys realize.
Right. You okay?
Playing a little musical chairs in here, no worries.
Right on.
Yeah, once it was like the second or third delay of Breath of the Wild, then it was like, oh,
It's gonna
NX, and it's like it's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
it's gonna be one of those things like Twilight Princess was, where it's like, hey guys, we're doing it for the GameCube, and it was like, okay, it's coming out on the Wii first. You guys will get it some other point
You'll get it someday.
on the GameCube and everything. So I feel like it was going to be one of those things, but I guess it's supposed to launch hand in hand with
Yes.
Wii U and Switch. That it's supposed to be March 3rd. So
No one's buying it for the Wii U.
Oh, yeah.
especially if that collector's edition's only Switch.
Oh, I
Right.
bet it will be.
It's only the Wii U version. I'd be so upset.
I would
So,
die.
Argers, that's what we have for you. What did you find exciting? What about all the Switch stuff has you just chomping at the bit for it? We're gonna get back to the comic books. We're gonna get back to doing all the things you like to hear from the court. The court is back in session. We are really working hard on some future issues that we can give you, but right now Nintendo is life. Nintendo has taken over.
It's the 80s again.
It's the 80s again, with the synthesizer guitar in the background.
It's all retro stuff. We're getting Power Rangers. We're getting Nintendo again. Like, it's just
I know.
it's late 80s, early 90s.
We're chomping hard on the member berries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
Well,
Well, it's getting late, so what do you say we wrap her up for tonight?
Sounds good.
our short podcast turned into an hour and 15 minute podcast.
Yes.
Shorter than they run sometimes.
That's true. Well, Jers, what?
We should try to switch it to a shorter podcast.
That's right.
You
Jers,
just switch that right off.
what did you think of the Switch presentation? What did you love? What did you hate? Did you guys already go over this when I was there?
There's an
We
echo.
sure
There's
did
an
while you
echo.
were fighting crime.
Fine, never mind. My bad.
It's what happens when you have the bladder of a 4-year-old.
Overdue.
Hey Chris,
Hey,
where can you find our beloved podcast?
on SoundCloud.com/Court of Cowls.
And you can come let us know what you thought about the Switch at Facebook.com/CourtOfCows.
So I think court may be adjourned.
Keep the red switch ringing.
Yeah.